Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've had a few requests to show how I use the Canni products from beginning to end. So I have a client with me and we are going to start by shortening her nails to the length she wants. She works a lot with her hands, so she tends to want them a little shorter. So I'm going to get them to that length. And then we are going to start removing the top layer and the color and looking for any lifting that she may have had. And she's about 3.5, 4 weeks, so she may have a little bit, she may not. And also I'm using my medium ceramic bit, and it's my favorite, and I will post a link below where I purchased it from on AliExpress. And so I'm just about done here with the length, and then we'll go ahead and start removing product. And also I should say about the drill bit, it has a safety edge on it, so it's really nice. You can go right up to the cuticles, and at the top it's rounded and smooth, so it doesn't hurt when it touches those cuticles, which is perfect. Okay, so now we're going to start removing product, and it removes it pretty good. And one thing I really like about this bit is you don't get a lot of heat from it. You do want to keep it moving, of course, but I've had many clients say, wow, you can file quite a bit and you don't notice any heat, which you don't want to cause any damage to the natural nail. As you can see, I am going right along the edge with it, making sure there's no lifting. And you also want to make sure you buff the natural nail where the regrowth is, because you want it all to bond nicely. And if it isn't, it has that shiny layer, it won't bond at the edges. And then of course that would cause lifting. So I lightly go over it. Once I've removed all the product that I want to remove, I'll go over the edge, and you'll see as I go on here I will use some cuticle bits as well, so that'll smooth it and buff it slightly too. I know I've heard some nail techs don't go down and look to see where the lifting is, but it's very important because you can get fungus if you're not removing lifting between each fill. Water gets trapped in there, and that definitely would cause some fungus to grow. So I've never had a client with it, and I hope it to stay that way, so I make sure and go down and remove any lifting. Okay, I'm just going over and making sure. Sometimes when you do all the nails and you look back, you can see a little bit you might have missed. So I'm just going to go over it once again and make sure I get every little bit of lifting. Okay, so this will be the last nail I'll show you. You can see there's a little bit of lifting on this one, so I'll have to get it all off there. And again, you want to keep moving it around so that you don't get any heat on that natural nail. Again, checking one more time. Okay, then I'm going to take my round drill bit, and I really like this one for the cuticles. It's a cuticle bit, and I am going around the cuticles, removing any cuticle that may be on the nail bed and just kind of pushing it back with that. I also bought this one at AliExpress, so I'll put the link below for it too. One of my favorites. Okay, and now I have this pink, it's a ceramic sanding bit, and what I'm doing with this one, it's great for buffing around the nail and removing any cuticle that you pushed back that might be stuck out, and you can go right on that cuticle with it and it doesn't hurt. I'm going to do that to all those nails. Okay, I'm just going to take my brush and brush off all that nail dust into my K-line vent. Now I just took some nail prep spray, and I want to do that to remove any oils in the natural nail and get rid of the dust. And then, as you saw, I just had my Canni primer. It has no acid in it. You'll see that on the bottle. Anyways, I'm taking it and I'm just putting it on the natural nail. It does not need to go on top of the gel. Just wherever there's natural nail showing, you want to put it on. And that's going to help with the bonding of the Canni base coat, which I just showed you. So I'm going to apply that. And you're just going to apply a thin coat of that to each nail. And you want to make sure you don't touch the cuticles with it, because that can cause lifting. So we're just going to put a thin coat, and it will cure in an LED light for, I'll just do a minute and a half, even though probably 60 seconds would be fine. I just like to make sure it's cured well. Okay, so now I'm taking my Canni Builder Gel, and I will put the number below what color it was. And what I'm doing is taking my brush and, of course, filling in the nail where I removed the product from, and just making it a nice shape and making sure the apex is strong and filling in any grooves and just making it a nice nail overall. And as you can see, it does not run while I'm working with it, which I love. And I tend to take it and just thinly go over the nail, and then I start applying, taking another ball of it and putting it in the middle, and then just kind of, as you see, stringing it along and making sure that I fill everything in and get a nice C curve as well. You will see as I keep working that it is not running into the cuticles whatsoever. And I am curing, I'm flash curing right now, each nail for about 7 seconds in my LED light. But once I get every nail done here, I put it in for 1.5 minutes in my LED light and make sure each nail has been cured for the time it needs to be cured nicely. Taking my dotting tool, if I notice I got a little tiny bit too close to the cuticle, because you definitely don't want to have that touching the cuticle. There's my thin coat along the nail everywhere, and now I just put a thicker amount in the middle and stringing it and pulling it to where it needs to go again. Okay, my last one, the thumb. Okay, now I'm taking my isopropyl alcohol and removing the inhibition layer, and I'm taking my 180 grit file, and I actually have files for each client I've sprayed off that's just theirs, and I put it in a Ziploc bag and we reuse it until it's no longer to where I'm happy, and that one just didn't feel right, so I brought out a new one here for her. And we're going to file those nails, and what I'm focusing on is thinning down the free edge just so when you're applying color it doesn't end up being too thick on the edge. And I'm trying to get a nice curve on the nail and just make sure everything's nice and smooth for when I do place the color on. And this is where it's very important that you get your shape of your nail down, and makes it a lot easier in the end that you have a nice nail. These files I actually did purchase on AliExpress as well. I watched another really great nail tech. In one of her videos, she told me where I could purchase them, so I can put the link for them as well. You'll really like the files if you want to buy them, and they're a little cheaper than buying them from your nail supply stores here. Okay, so when I'm done this, I'm going to take my buffing block And I'm just going to go over each nail, make sure everything's nice and smooth. And just so you know, watch for my next video, because that'll be the color and art that I did on these nails. I'm going to do it separately and not in this one. And so when I'm done with the buffing block, I'm going to take my isopropyl alcohol again and just wipe the nails down. And I'm going to first use my brush to remove all the extra dust that's on the hands and fingers. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed watching my video. Any questions or comments, please ask below, and thanks for watching. Bye.